Hi, my name's Dan Huffman. I'd like to welcome you to the 2005 Chrome Carnival Car Show and Festival here at the Moose Lodge in beautiful Noblesville, Indiana. We've been fortunate enough to dodge some raindrops today, and we've actually got a little bit of sunshine, and we look forward to showing you some really neat cars and meeting some really interesting people. All right, I'm here with Robert Mcclellan from Carmel, Indiana, and Robert's got something that you don't see every weekend at a car show. It's different, but it's something that I know it brought back some memories for me. Robert, can you tell us a little bit about your truck?
Well, it's all original. It's a 65 Ford Cataline. It's factory made. A lot of people think it's the van and chopped off and made a pickup out of it, but actually it was a pickup made from the factory as is. It's got an automatic in it, which makes it rare because they all came out with 3 speeds on the column.
What was the power plant in those, Robert?
6-cylinder. They range from a 170, 200, and this one's got the biggest one in it they made. It was a 240.
Well, I know back in the 60s, these trucks brought home a lot of bacon for different business owners, and it's good to see that you found one. I mean, anytime you've got a business truck, it's always tough to find in decent shape that hasn't been, worn out and earned its keep.
Right.
Well, Robert, thanks for showing us your neat little truck.
Thank you.
Okay, we're here with Jammin' Judy Hazelwood from Noblesville, Indiana, and she's got a slick 63 T-Bird. Judy, what would you like to tell us about this T-Bird of yours?
Actually, it's only been owned by one other person other than us. I found it here in Noblesville, and we've restored and fixed it up, and I just love going out and showing it around.
Now, Judy, when you say we, who's the we and we?
My husband, Frank.
Oh, so Frank's kind of helped you out a little bit on this project?
Yeah, he put the motor back in.
Well, he's got to do something. Is that pretty much all he did was the motor?
Yeah, because I do the cleanups and everything.
Pretty much you were the vision and the drive and the force behind the whole thing?
Yes.
And he kind of drives around and takes a lot of the credit?
No, I drive it.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Judy's car then.
This is my car.
Cool. All right, Judy, is there anything else you want to tell us? You know anything about that power plant in there that your husband worked on?
No, I just know that it's a super motor. It's a 390. It's drinks some gas, but all the extras that put on the car I have found and put on the car myself.
Now, one of the things I like about your car here, Judy, is a display. How have you found some of your memorabilia and drive-in memorabilia? I see you've got some speakers over there, over on the side.
The speakers actually still do work, and they come from the Noblesville drive-in that was here in Noblesville.
All right, where the jail is now.
Yes.
Or I guess it's the rental equipment place. Right. Yeah.
And little tray over there, it came from the A&W root beer stand. And
so what'd you have to pay for that?
Actually, a girl worked there and got it for me.
I bet so. We all got something like that.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Judy, thanks a bunch, and thanks for showing us your hot 63 T-Bird.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Man, every car show has a hot 40 Ford. At least most of them do. And here at the Chrome Carnival 2005, we got ours. Its proud owner is Al Seidel from Indianapolis, Indiana. And Al, what can you tell us about this little baby?
Well, we've had this car for a couple of years, Dan. We're really enjoying it. We call it the Fat 40 just because we thought that was kind of a cool name for a cool car. It's got the usual street rod stuff in it. Mustang 2 front end, parallel leaf on a 9-inch Ford, 327, 350, but there's some special stuff about it too. We've done it in kind of that nostalgia 60s look with the small block Chevy and the Ford, which a lot of people have issues with, but it's just a fun kind of car because that's the way we did it.
Well, there's a little bit of dependability there in that small Chevy V8 motor too. What kind of shape was this thing when you found it, Al, and where did you find it?
Well, actually, we bought it very much like it is, so we bought paint and body, but we've been doing a lot of maintenance work on it, brake work, doing a lot of polishing, a lot of little detail work, making sure it's just the way I wanted it.
So you got it just about there? Is this about where you want it? Do you have any other plans, or you're now just at the stage you're cruising and enjoying it?
Well, we're cruising and enjoying it. We've always done that from day one, but the thing about street rods, they're never done.
There you go. Thanks, Al.
Thank you.
Okay, we're here with Gary Denton from Gas City, Indiana. You guys have a little festival or event up there once a year, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We have the Ducktail Run.
How many cars they usually get up there for that?
Well, they had 3,005 last year.
Yeah, that's a little bit bigger than the Chrome Carnival, but we're working on it. Gary, tell us about your Chevelle here.
It's a 68 Chevelle. We bought it because of, for sentimental reasons. A fellow went with our youngest daughter in high school, and about 6 months after they broke up, he got killed in a car wreck. A year later, his mom asked me if I wanted to buy it to restore. You can see the pictures. That's what we pulled out of his grandmother's barn, and it took us 3 years to build it.
Now, how long ago was that, Gary, that you started this project then?
About 8 years ago.
That's all right. So you remember the car club up there in Gas City?
Yeah,
or?
we belong to the 9th Street gang.
Okay, great. That's a great bunch of guys up there.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, thanks for coming out to the Chrome Carnival. We hope to see you next year.
Okay.
You know, the red, white, and blue theme's pretty evident here at this year's Chrome Carnival, and that's the name of our club, the Indiana Freedom Cruisers. And with me are the Dosses, two of the newest members of the Indiana Freedom Cruisers, and they've got two Cherry PT Cruisers. You guys want to tell us a little bit about your PTs?
Sure, we've got the Freedom PT Cruiser here on our right. It's just finished this year. Had a guy out of Claremont do the paint job on it, and the name of the car is a Freedom PT, and it's thanking all of those who have fought for our freedom. And then to our left, we've got the Cherry PT, which is Debbie's car, and it's just a classic. It's got air ride suspension on it. It's ready to rock and roll.
So, you know, this Freedom PT Cruiser is pretty interesting. I mean, you've got the New York skyline, and you know how appropriate the name of the car and the whole deal being a PT Cruiser. It's really a slick ride. Some of these cars, I see on this car, you've got a plaque. You've been to North Carolina. You tell me you've had one to Canada already?
Well,
3 times to Canada.
Hers has been to Canada 3 times. Mine's been once. She's got 36,000 miles on hers. So it's,
Last year we went to the Colorado Rockies in it and did a cruise.
Hey, you can't beat that. Well, hey, we'd like to welcome the Dosses to the club, and thanks for joining, guys, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks.
Say, if we had an award for the longest car at this year's Chrome Carnival, I'm standing here with a shoe-in winner, I'd have a feeling. But, Phil, I'm going to let you pronounce your last name. I don't want to butcher that up for anybody.
It's Van Rennerham.
Van Rennerham. I'm here with Phil Van Rennerham, and he's got a Lincoln that's very classic, very stylish. Can you tell us a little bit about it, Phil?
Well, it's a 1963 Continental convertible. It's got 23,000 original miles on it.
Where does a guy find a car like that?
Actually, I found it this winter in Iowa. An older gentleman had a big barn full of cars, and he was getting older and had to sell them off. So
would you online? Did you run across him online, or?
It was on eBay.
Wow, unbelievable!
Yeah.
That thing is beautiful. So you haven't had to do a whole lot to it then?
Nah.
Did you pull it out and it ran? And
Yeah, I went and looked at it. He
you know,
started it up.
You hear about these stories and read about them all the time, and it's just one's not come my way yet. But you know, we're always looking. Well, Phil, that's a slick ride, and thanks for sharing some of that information with us.
I appreciate it.
Hey, we're here with Ray Flanagan, who has a Cherry 36 Ford pickup truck from Demont, Indiana. Ray, you tell me that you drive this thing a little bit.
10,000 miles a year for the last 8 years.
So I guess that doesn't qualify as a trailer queen.
Never been on one except one time it broke.
Yeah, you know, we're not big on trailers here
No,
at the
no,
Indiana
no.
Freedom Cruisers.
It was 128 miles here.
128 miles. So how far have you, what's the longest road trip you've taken with this?
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Oh, for the big show down there?
And we go to Louisville every year for the Nationals.
Sure.
And to Kalamazoo for the Nationals in Michigan, the Northeast or whatever they call
So
it.
you can keep that flathead going, no problems.
Oh, yeah.
Ever get hot?
Not really. No, this one runs really good and does great. When it gets warm, I got a screen that goes there. My old one, it didn't affect us, but the new one, it catches the bugs. When it gets hot, I take it off because it shoots it up 8 more degrees.
I've noticed that, like in a parade or something.
Right.
You take that bug screen off, it can make a big
Yeah.
difference.
Right.
Well, we sure appreciate you coming, and that's a hot little truck you got there.
Thank you very much. This has got a Columbia 2-speed rear end in it too, which
Oh. Yeah.
normally it's 2-to-1. At $3,000 you're doing 60. When you put it in overdrive at $3,000 you're doing probably 85.
Wow.
I get good
That'll-
gas mileage when it's in overdrive.
Yeah,
It
that's
shifts
not bad.
By vacuum.
Vacuum shift.
Yeah, it came with these cars back then.
Huh. What's a slick setup? Thanks,
you.
Ray.
Thank you.
I'm a big shoebox fan. I love cars from the mid-50s, and this is something that you don't see a whole lot of. A 55 Plymouth, and I noticed something pretty interesting on this guy's sign. It says it was a cigarette salesman's model. Sir, you want to tell us, give us your name and let us know where you're from, and maybe explain to us what that cigarette salesman model was Plymouth came out with.
My name's Bill Kingery. I'm from Fortville here in Indiana. The main thing was it originally ordered without the back seat. So, and the split 60-40, they could keep all their samples, cartons, things like that. And with the 60-40 split seat, it was easier for them to reach in the back and get their samples.
Yeah, you're probably, okay. Cool. Yeah, I think a lot of most of them had a deal like that. They take out that rear seat and put in a package tray and that sort of thing. So what kind of shape was this thing when you found it?
Just like this.
Awesome. You can't beat that. So it's how long did somebody just recently restore it before you purchased it, or?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. We found it in the old car trader in Dayton, Ohio, and seen it, liked it, went and bought it.
Well, I don't think you can beat them from the 50s. So
No.
thanks for coming to our car show.
Thank you.